Today's word is oops. Whoops. And I have to show you what that whoops. Looks like somebody cut that one a little too sharp or short and connected with the gas pump. Anyway, oops. I've had my fair share of oopses. They can be physical oopses or verbal oopses. Physical, like maybe breaking a shovel or breaking a closet door, or maybe a fender bender in a car. I've had one of those, maybe two, but I'm thinking also about the verbal oopses, the kind where you wish that what you said had not come out of your mouth. I've had many of those. And I'm thinking of the Bible has something to say about that. I'm thinking about Peter. Peter was one of those guys that tended to speak and act oftentimes before he before he thought. The Mount of Transfiguration, Matthew 17, was one of those times where Jesus brought 3 disciples with him to the time where he spoke with Moses and Elijah on the mountain, and he was transformed into dazzling white. It was amazing. It was a supernatural experience. And after that, Peter was so excited and bubbling. At the mouth, he said, "It was good for us to be here, Jesus. Should I build a tabernacle, one for each of you?" And as he was still speaking, God descends in the form of a mist or a fog or a cloud down upon the disciples and basically says, "Shh." And then God proceeds to say, "This is my Son, in whom I'm well pleased. Listen to him." And of course, that really shook the disciples. Not that it was an evil experience, but it was terribly good. But also, to be in God's presence would be unnerving, to say the least. Anyway, Jesus touches them and says, "Don't be afraid, come on." So then they head back down the mountain where the disciples who were down below were trying to cast out a demon from an epileptic boy, and they couldn't do it. And so they came to Jesus and said, "Jesus, help us." And now that wasn't really an oops, but I think that's the point of oopses. When there's something that happens, turn to the Master, turn to Jesus, and he's the only one that can fix the problem. He's the only one that can reconcile or restore or repair the damage that the oops has done. That's the word for today, oops. And the application is turn to the Lord, confess it, don't try and hide it. Ask him for help. Ask him to help you fix it and to move on. All right, I'm Doug Snyder, Intimacy with God Ministries. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. God bless.